I got a long road ahead of me. That's why I pack 6 swishes in the head of leaf. Headed for the top dog, but they keep telling me that little niggas better eat their pedigree.
We live, bro.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? This is Bobby.
And I'm Bonnie.
And this is Blackhistory. How y'all doing? Coming to y'all with another episode. We got a special episode with this new edition that we got. Taking a step into Black history, really the U.S. history, hidden history. We're bringing it to light. Before we get to that, we want to tap in and check in.
Check in with the same old, man. Looking forward to doing another episode. Yeah. I know the people missed us. We miss y'all. You know what I mean? Yeah. We still waiting for y'all comments and y'all stuff in our inbox. Sending us ideas and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? Keep tuned in.
Yes. Keep following us. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, follow us. Send us them emails like bro said. Send us them DMs. Any questions that y'all got, any topics that y'all got, send them in to brotripofficial1@gmail.com. And yeah, you already know what's going on. Happy New Year to everybody that's out there. Holidays. So with this one, we gonna call it Turn the Page. Like I said, we're taking into Black history. And we also have a special guest here with us who also, I'll say is a teacher in a lot of ways, because just with the things that she's bringing to light, and all the information, just educating us all, no matter how old, really no matter what creed you're from, she's bringing it to light. So we have Miss Sandra.
What's your name? The audience wants to know your name.
Okay. My name is Sandra Watkins Robinson.
And what's the name of your organization?
Well, it's not really an organization. Okay. It's just, it started off to be a hobby.
Got you.
And with the hobby, after years, I've been collecting this stuff for more than 20 years. I decided, what am I going to do with all this stuff?
Yeah.
So I decided that I will share it with people, our people, for free. Because it was a true campaign against black people. After and before Reconstruction, they had a plan. Before they let the slaves loose, they started with this propaganda.
Mm-hmm. Propaganda, that's a real word for it. Okay, so with the hobby, what is something that you would describe it as to what you do? Black, cause it's kind of like archaeology in a sense, right?
Okay,
yeah.
Instead of digging in the dirt, you going into. Well, I want you to explain that, cause
you made a good point about digging in the dirt. The dirt is antique shops.
Yeah,
that's where I dig.
There you go.
Well, that's where it's all at. Sometimes I find things in estate sales. Older Caucasians will die and their family will sell their stuff, and I hit that.
And they don't really know what they got.
No, no idea.
They don't know nothing about
no
it.
Idea.
Nothing. Just looking at it like
it's just a
collection, just hoarding or something.
It's like this. I got it at estate sale. It's a little book, and it's the little pickaninnies.
Little pickaninnies.
Yeah. So that's how they described our babies.
Yeah.
It's pickaninnies, not human beings, but pickaninnies. And this was like early. This piece is beyond the antique, because it's over 30 years old. So it might even be 100 years old. I don't know if the copyright is in here.
Yeah. Well, with the title like Little Pickaninnies, it
sounds like
something from over 100 years.
Yeah.
A good 50 plus, if at least. So those are the kind of items that you find.
Yeah.
When you go on your
sometimes thrift stores too. I find stuff, and then I have friends that are Caucasian that know that I collect this stuff, and they find it and they bring it to me. So, it takes a village.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they go into the antique store and they might get a different price or reaction from when you go in there and get it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Because when I go in to get it, it's like, isn't that cute?
Mm-hmm.
Let me find something cute. It was this one. I bought it in an antique shop in Riverside. It's an ashtray.
Mm-hmm.
And on this side is the cigarette. Put in this little hole in the matches. And then there's a black figure, which is a black person. And it says, "Who left this behind?" When I bought it, the lady, was wrapping it up, and she said, "Isn't that cute?" It's an ashtray, an ashtray. So I said, "No, that's offensive. There's nobody black I know." And, I try to educate them with love.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, nobody black I know look like this.
Mm-hmm. For real.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's that
This
black.
is like trash. This is saying leaving this person, this half human behind is like trash.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
You know.
It's so.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And then she felt so. She was embarrassed.
As she should be.
Yeah, she was really embarrassed, and she apologized. And she said, "I don't know." My cousin told her. She said, "You don't even know what you got in your store." Because it's like consignment. You go into these antique shops. There's like a little space, and different people are selling stuff. Some people hide this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, have it right out because they know their collections. And there's some people that buy it and destroy it.
Yeah,
And see, that's the reason why I started the collection. My sister told me it was more than 20 years ago that she had seen a piece on TV with Oprah Winfrey. And she was saying that people were buying all this Jim Crow stuff and destroying it, trying to erase the hate that they put on us. And I was like, no, whatever I find, I'm going to buy if I can afford it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Bringing
Just
awareness.
Yeah. And I just started last week in Florida.
And I know you said you don't have a name for the organization, but if you were to put a name on it, what would you call it? Or what would you even consider it? Or it would just be a hobby that
It's U.S. history.
U.S. history country.
Because we are Black African American history, and we are American history.
Definitely.
Every time they talk about our history and give us this little spot, 28 days, but no, we are. I'm history. Just sitting here and surviving your history. Because you got as far through all the things that we went through. You're here. You history. You history. We got to look at it that way. And then we got history out there that they're trying to suppress about us. True. About what our forefathers did, what they went through. Either DNA and trauma. Nobody can tell me I can't feel or empathize with something that happened to my slaved ancestors. Nobody can tell me that I don't feel or have the rhythm of Africa in me naturally. True. So, they're trying to suppress that where I guess some people feel safe if we don't know these things.
Because they don't want to bring out that hate, but
No.
that anger, but it's not even about that.
No,
it's
it's
about
not.
knowing. It's about knowing.
Right, and we're not that type of people.
Mm-hmm.
We're not. It's all about knowledge and our kids. I went to a not Black History, it was BSU. And there was about 30 kids, I think, in my granddaughter's BSU at her school. And none of the babies knew nothing about this stuff.
They're not teaching them that in school.
They're not.
No.
They're not.
But then we can't rely on, that's why I'm a share.
Yeah.
We can't rely on them to do it.
True.
Because they the one trying to hide it.
Right,
yeah,
right,
sweep it under the rug.
right. How many years did we go along? We ain't gonna say this because it hurt white people's feelings.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of years.
Yeah, a lot of years over, And this is the truth. Why do I have to
hide it?
Yeah.
Like it never happened.
Yeah.
You guys are the ones that brought it out.
Mm-hmm.
Don't talk about it.
Yeah.
The same thing when they destroyed, like, Tulsa, Oklahoma. All them black people didn't get out and write and talk about what happened to them. It was Rosewood. All of there's so many cities that were burned. People were murdered, destroyed. That they were flooded.
And that too.
Oh yeah, it's underwater.
Everything, the city, houses,
bodies,
bodies, cemeteries,
everything.
Under a lot of these lakes that we see. And they're man-made lakes that they made, and they just flooded.
They just flooded just to hide some stuff.
Yeah, mostly over a lie.
And then that hate for black success. So I like how you said the propaganda, that they set up. And with this is propaganda artifacts. And I think, like you said, that is something that we're not taught. Because looking at it, these are things that I've seen
on
before,
TV.
on TV.
You never see it like in person or something like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Never. I've never seen it. I've always seen like I've always seen like this, where it's like copyrighted, but it's not no original stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the Ancient Mama stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ancient Mama.
Never stuff like this.
So
the real.
This is the last box cover.
Yeah. Now say something else.
Yeah. So this is you say something else now.
Yeah, I don't even know what it said. I don't even care. It don't even matter. Yeah, that part.
Okay. And so I get comments from people. I have all kind of people on my Facebook and stuff, and I have people saying stuff like, "Oh, that woman worked for," and and then it's no, that's not the way. Her ancestors, her descendants are not reaping the
benefits.
No,
exactly.
We were sold. If we were on any item, we sold soap. Our image. I mean, everything that was sellable except for watermelon, we were on that. Once they couldn't own us, they could pretend like they owned us.
That's when the copyright comes in.
And that's where the whole propaganda came from.
Yes.
They wanted to own us in another way than owning us.
And to remind them that we are inferior. And see, when I think about like Malcolm X, he had said so many, things you really got to think about. But he said something about being bamboozled.
Yeah.
And he put it as we were bamboozled, which we were, but we wasn't in control of anything. Now, the ones that were in control of everything, all of this, they bamboozled their own race to think that they're better than another race. Switch it around. I feel sorry for someone that thinks that they're better than another race. Why?
Yep.
And this is why. This is why.
Yep. That's true.
Dehumanizing. Absolutely.
That's wild. Because they have a reverse fake on them. And that's kind of why they take it the hardest when they realize, like, y'all not superior than us. Y'all can't do nothing without us.
Obviously, because now you took over Ancient Mama, so it's when it's a copy thing. It's control.
Yeah.
It's control.
Controlling the mind.
Yep.
And body.
Okay, how long have you been collecting?
More than 20 years. Me and my sister started. My son was playing arena football, and we go all around the country, and she would map out places that we would want to go dig in. And I've been all from New York to California, digging. Some stuff I got on Amazon. One thing I got on Amazon. That's this cookbook. And it's the Fine Old Dixie Recipes. They got some good country.
I bet they do.
Big old,
But to your soul.
But within there, it is little rhymes. Crow in the cornfield. Nigger in the patch. Chicken in the eggshell. About ready to hatch. Throughout this book, it's these little. This was copyrighted, written in 1938. Normalize It's amazing. This book is amazing to me because this book was dedicated to a family member, still written in here. For an Aunt at Christmas, 1940, with love, from Thelma and Danny, or Denny, I can't read that writing. That this was used by somebody making recipes with love to their family, and they got the nigger, reminding me that I'm better than them. Yeah. So listen, I got this from
even if he is eating his own Dixie recipes, she's still better than niggas around her. Yeah. And that is wild because you see it when you expose it like that. You kind of see it in a sick way because it's like an obsession that they have. That is wild. When you see it like that.
From everything you collected, have you learned anything more or than you knew before?
Yeah, watermelon. You know, I wondered why these postcards. Let's see. 1907.
Wow. 1907.
Yeah, that was after Reconstruction.
100 years, 2007.
Yeah.
So, and it's 2023 right now.
Yeah, but I found that digging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Digging.
So,
it's right there.
Postcard.
Postmarked. It's postmarked that day.
Postmarked 1907, February 13th.
Yeah.
That's a little...
So these images, what do you think when you think about black people and watermelon?
That we love it so much. Watermelon and chicken.
And grape.
And grape, yep.
Grape soda.
Well, after during Reconstruction, after slavery and stuff, the slaves that were, farming for their masters had a skill. They came out. Black farmers were making so much money that they had to turn that into a negative for us.
And that's the thing. They see us making something of it and eating off of it. They want to turn it, and that's
well, it was clocking them dollars like selling crack.
Yeah,
that money was coming. Big wads. So I know they can't be doing. So they made it all negative, so white people wouldn't buy it.
Yeah.
Turn
the positive into a negative fast.
Yeah. Campaign. It was a campaign.
Yeah. That's crazy. Not even for no politics or nothing. Just to turn one race against another and keep the brainwashing
character.
Yeah. And that's crazy because I know a lot of people never knew that about the watermelon because I know that's something that I just recently did find out from previous. So when I found out, I was like, whoa. Because you always hear how black people love chicken and watermelon and that's a favorite thing. But to know that
was behind it too.
Behind the growth of watermelon. And that's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's crazy because now you don't even see black people selling watermelons. It's usually like the Hispanics.
Because it's negative.
They don't want to be involved in it.
So that tells you what it did to not only their brain but ours. To give us that self. No, I ain't gonna be. I ain't gonna be having my kids at the picnic eating watermelon. I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
That's wild.
But bring me a good watermelon.
Yeah, I'm tearing it up.
Okay,
I'm tearing it up.
That's some good stuff.
Nah, for real.
Good stuff.
That make me appreciate it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Especially now you know what's behind it.
Yeah,
and that's
That's crazy because it's always our hand behind something that makes it great. That's just that black success.
With all the items that you collected, what do you hope to that people will learn behind it? Of course, the history behind it.
Well, the history, to take our self-hate and turn it around and love, because the colorism. So, if this is what images that we only see of ourselves since the 1900s.
Since film.
Right. Then we get that in us. And then we pass that on to our children. This is not us.
It's a cycle.
It's a cycle.
You gotta break it.
Yeah.
Because even just looking at the lips and the nose, how they make it look big.
Yeah.
And it makes sense.
But nowadays, that's what they trying to look like.
Exactly. Paying for it.
They paying, you know what I'm saying? Like, they trying to do that.
The larger lips,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Yeah, yes.
But like this one is like over exaggerated eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the lips are poked
features
out.
are
Black, so
Yeah.
you can't even see
And
it.
then the
Mhm.
skin color. I seen one side many years ago. I met an African man, and he was so dark. He was a dark man. He wasn't jet black, but he was the finest man I ever.
And they be so dark, they be purple,
That-
but it's smooth.
That
It's
genuine,
real-
yeah,
real
chocolate.
smooth.
And for us to hate that blackness,
Yeah,
you know, to look for the lighter,
lighter. Yeah.
the lighter complexion, and you know, and not look at the features, because of this kind of stuff. Sometimes when you meet people of other races, they don't look at us because they don't see us.
Mhm.
They see that.
They see
Yeah.
that.
See
Yep.
That
That
image.
is true. That and any other stereotypes, so they don't see us as human.
Yeah.
It is whatever we are in that moment. Definitely, that's true. Okay, so as a black woman, do you feel like, I'm pretty sure you do, but do you feel like we as a black nation, United States, are still dealing with this type of propaganda?
Oh, yes.
2023?
Oh yes. The stuff behind you are copies, and that's been since the 2000s. Okay.
Okay.
But when I was digging, because I like that word, I'm gonna use that.
Yeah,
so
I like
much.
that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I ran across this calendar, and it's our babies, and it's over exaggerated. They don't have shoes on. This little girl has red lips. They just it looks like little buffoons to me.
Mm.
And the calendar date is January 1991.
That's
91.
91.
Yeah, 91.
That's wild.
It was like,
Yeah, that wasn't too far along.
No.
Not at
No.
all. And you to this day, you still see stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made like
Yeah.
last
I
year
think
and
I
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
think we just have a
We gotta be
assumption
careful.
that it's later. Like, you know, like, oh, that must be old. I don't think we thinking like, oh, that was made in 91 or
Cause it's crazy.
2000s.
You go to Walmart. Walmart got a section for Valentine's. It's Blacklove, but it has like a card with a monkey. It has like monkeys on there, like stuff like that. I found it offensive.
It is
Yeah.
offensive.
I found it very
You
offensive.
find it like ain't nobody
I'm like,
getting that.
what's
No, they're not getting it.
what's
It's not. They're not
yeah,
getting it.
like love is like I don't know. I just found it offensive. I'm like, y'all better watch that, man, because that looks like it looks wild. I mean,
Yeah.
Target does it too, but Target don't have no monkeys and stuff on their stuff.
Yeah.
It's different. Walmart, they got the monkeys on there.
Yeah, the monkeys is, totally
Totally
crazy.
offensive.
Yeah, that is. Cause
Totally
you already
offensive.
know they call
Valentine's Day.
it baboon.
It's a whole little
baboon
section. It's
stuff.
a nice little section.
They compare us to monkeys.
Yes.
They do.
Yes.
They
Yes.
do.
Not only in the United States, it either you go to other countries and it's like you monkey.
Like Europe and stuff like that.
Yeah.
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 All over the world.
Yeah.
All over the world. Like we're monkeys.
What you
So
mean?
it's like, yeah, propaganda is still very, very present. And I think that's the scary part. But with the exposure, I feel like you can't. It helps us recognize what we're looking at. I think if we know what we're looking at, we could probably like.
And that's why that's the
stop to it.
education.
Well, even with the, I can't think of the name of the store that was doing advertisement, and they had a little white boy and a little black boy, and his shirt said something about a monkey.
Oh, coolest monkey in the jungle.
Yes.
I seen that. I think it was.
H&S.
I think it was H&M. Yeah.
Yeah, H&M.
H&M
Yeah,
a couple
it was
years
like,
ago.
what?
Had the black boy in the ad that said
See,
coolest
like,
monkey in the
That
jungle.
was just, what, two years ago?
Yeah, probably like
3 years ago?
3 years ago. Yeah.
recent.
Yep. I think probably right when COVID hit, because everybody had time, and everybody noticed it. And that's when I think for the first time we started seeing that if we do an outrage on certain things, 'cause they did end up changing the logo of the ad and the T-shirt.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay,
You got
y'all
to.
tried it though.
If enough people get behind it and supported it, they got to, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you stop buying
Because
it.
you
they
can't
got
sell
to.
it.
You can't. It's
The black dollar is the dollar.
Mm-hmm. You can't
Mhm.
sell it.
You
It's
can't
so
sell it.
It's so many of us out there. We ain't
Yeah.
gonna buy it.
Yeah.
We're not gonna buy it.
Not.
So that's why talking about the black dollar. This is, I don't know how many years old. But this is just typical black dollar.
Just
because only heroes
get on Wheaties.
Just
right.
Yeah, that is true.
So we buy that.
Yep.
You know, so our dollar, you know, he's okay because he is an athlete.
And they put him through so much ridicule.
Yeah, before time. Yeah.
But like, all right, they feel like he's safe.
But then when they figured out that image can be marketed
without actually having to bring the person in,
right. Right, but you know, everybody wants Sweeties because the athlete that's the hero is on there.
It's on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the African American, it's crazy because we gonna support us, but they gonna support us too.
Yeah, because that hero. Same thing with football, basketball.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you don't speak up, speak out, you know, they'll put you on the Wheaties. You know, once you start speaking up, speaking out, they ain't gonna put you on that Wheaties.
What are some stereotypes that you feel that we deal with on the propaganda?
Oh, I had a list. One thing is black, well, not even black, it's men. Black men wanting white women.
Yeah.
After Reconstruction, there was a campaign, and it was political, and they had this flyer going around. And what we are to expect is black men going. This is in 1864. 1864, before slavery was abolished. They were getting ready with the campaign.
So that once they start hitting the streets,
it's gonna get
get ready. Because you know this is gonna happen because they're gonna free them slaves, and they all going after the white women. And then you think about history that Emmett Till died because
white woman.
Yeah. That fear of that fear, you know. I mean, you think about it. This stuff goes right back. It's a pattern.
Yes,
you know, it's this campaign that we all want handouts. We're lazy. We're non-spiritual. Until we didn't get spiritual until we came to this country. We're unintelligent, dangerous. I already put about the white women. Baby factors, evil, and moralists. No morals at all. Yeah, none. Soulless, in other words.
We don't care.
Pretty much. And that's crazy because that's not even us.
No.
We're the most patient, most loving,
forgiving
race.
But it's that image that's been.
So
Just that image, man.
It's crazy when you break it down and show the different ways, like how it's intertwined.
Yeah, it is. I mean, even to this day, you know, that political stuff is, you know, the crime and the drugs and, you know, black people, you know, and they're going to come to your house and they're going to kill you and all your kids. And, you know, and it's all a political time. And then that keeps one race away from the other, not to know the riches of knowing another race.
True.
You know, knowing another human being. You know, it kind of it divided this country to get to that point. You know, not to be able to express that. You know, friendship, love.
Yeah.
No matter what color you are.
Right.
Because I don't see color when I see people. Color when I see people. If you love me, I love you.
You have to see color.
I mean, I do to a certain extent, but I don't like that, like in a hateful way.
Oh, no, not a hateful way, but if somebody walked through the door, that's a white person walking.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Or a Hispanic person or whatever,
like that,
or a black person walking in my door, you know. But then I believe we as a people, I know me, that I love people before I meet them. If I know about them, or if I'm going somewhere I'm a missionary to, and I go down to Mexico, and before I meet these people, I'm already loving. You know.
Because that's just you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to an event somewhere and I'm the only one this color, then I'm loving on them because I care. You know. And none of this stuff is going to change or have changed how I feel. It's only opened my eyes. So I see how this stuff has bent and twisted us, you know, to not love ourselves. And then how it bent and twisted another race to think that they are superior to us. Or to any race.
First question. What are some ways we as blacks within our community can help shed light on propaganda or even help dismantle it from continuing?
We need to teach our kids and our adults that don't have any idea about it. We need to learn, understand, and speak out. We get it out there, you know, then knowledge is everything. And that goes along with the quote from Malcolm X. History is a people's memory, and without memory, a man is demoted to a lower animal. So we must know and love ourselves, you know, history. We need to know that. We need to know that on the rap song when it's nigga, 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 and I'm going down the street and I'm hearing another race listening to that song saying nigga, 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 how it cuts me.
Yeah, man, just hearing it, somebody said.
Yeah, it cuts me because I know. I know what the last words or the last words a person heard when they were being hung. I've been on the hunt for postcards with hangings, and I can only imagine what the last words was: "Die, nigga, die." And I'm hearing this, and other races saying it, like, you know, it's
cringy. It's kind of cringy.
That's wild. Yeah, that's for real, because that's another form. For all that, look at it like that, but that's another form of propaganda too. When you put it like that. Yeah, and we kind of feed into it.
Yeah, because
it's worse, because it's us saying it.
Yeah, because it's like normal. It's like, oh, it's just we adapted the word and change it to nigga, but it's still
it still means it's still the same.
Still heavy,
It's still the same.
And I commend black people on trying to overpower the negative and make it a positive. But we got to do it in different ways. We got to get untwisted. Because we're twisted.
We got to get untwisted and really dead some things. Instead of trying to find a way to make it positive, some things you got to let it stay there. There you.
Yeah.
I agree with that, because that is
very true.
That is very true.
Now that you put it like that, it's
and so it's kind of wild, because it's like we said we adapted to it so much, we are numb to it or kind of ignorant to it because we don't know no better.
Don't know.
And then it's crazy because it's like it's right there in our face, like fish in the water.
Some of it.
Yeah, you gotta want to know it too, though.
Yeah, you do.
Some people just don't want to know, don't care, and that's the thing.
But it's so painful. It's so painful for some people. I have a nephew that, like he's late 50s, and he came and I had all this stuff, and he told me, he said, I can't look at it. It hurts so bad.
You're not ready to deal with that.
No.
Yeah.
But that's not you. This is not you. This is not us. This reminds me, you know, reminds me that.
These are those moments.
Yeah.
I think sometimes, too, us as black people, we don't realize in what ways we're exposed to it or triggered by it. Because I think I know, especially kind of like being from California, I feel like we kind of are sheltered from it in certain ways. But it's still very present in certain ways in California. But like to be from the South or to see it.
The South is like really different. But then the time, because when I was a little girl, we moved to an all-white neighborhood. And
how was that?
Half of them was nice, and the other half didn't talk, didn't look at us. And one tried to intimidate and pick on my younger sister. She was like 6. He wet her up with a water hose.
Oh, Lord.
Wow. So you had to be older.
Yeah, to have seen, feel, understand. You know, when I went to high school, it was like riots.
See that right there, man.
Just from you guys being in segregated schools, or
they wasn't
segregated. They was mixed at this time.
We were from the west side. We were shipped over to S.3. And that was my first high school I went to, and it was just us being black.
Mm-hmm.
And the Caucasian boys was gonna want to beat up on the girls.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
not even boys.
Not even it
was like they go on the weaker what they can.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible. It didn't happen. We had at that time.
And that's in California. Just imagine what it is.
Where it's at.
You know, where it's at.
Where it's really at.
Yeah. Because out here, we don't stand up, I feel like, a little bit more to defend ourselves.
It's all undercover. It's undercover. It is. The first riot I was at, when I went to Cahoon High School, it's like I never heard about the Red Mountain Boy. Have you?
No, I've never heard of them.
I was in high school for just so many years ago. My mom had gave me the permission to take my younger brother and sister to game night or sports night at school.
Yeah.
And there wasn't that many Caucasian people there that night. But, you're a kid. You thinking about
friends hanging out.
Yeah, you ain't paying attention. I decided that I was 17. I decided that I wanted to go to the college and to look at me some college boys. Okay.
Yeah.
That's where my mind was at. So I told my brother, I said, I'll be right back. I went and got my mother's brand new car, went to start it up, looked behind me, and there were about 100 white guys lined up across the street.
Wow.
Yelling, nigga, we gonna kill you.
See that right there?
Wow.
Me and my girlfriend.
That right there, I've been out, man. See, that's why
I ran back.
So fast.
Oh, yeah. And I told the guys who were there, and, they was breaking off sticks and off of the trees because it's still a new kind of school.
Mm-hmm.
So, those sticks, they just
hold the tree up.
Yeah, so they was breaking those off, going out there. They seen how many was out there. Said, no, we can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
We all got in our cars, and we got in the car. Somebody had to bring me around the front, but the gates were locked. So that was a staff member.
So, yeah. Inside.
Yes.
That's inside.
They set that up.
Yeah, so the reason why the white kids wasn't there is because they didn't want to be part of it.
Yeah,
of course.
But ain't nobody told us.
Of course not.
That's what they was going to do.
I was so angry. I had my mama trusted me to take care of these two characters.
Mm-hmm.
My mother had to send my brother to school with me because she knew I was going to clown.
Yeah.
I was going to either go to juvenile hall or the big lockup.
Yeah.
I was going to get it.
That's wild because it's like, and that's crazy because it's like they put situations where it's like kind of like danger.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They put you against the wall, but it's like for you to fight back.
17.
No, it's on us.
We were the weak ones.
With 20 people?
Outnumbered.
You can't.
100?
Yeah, exactly.
And the doors is locked?
Yeah, just across the street. I found out that was the Red Mountain Boys. And it's a former clan.
Yeah, of course.
But that's a clan group, and see, that's something that we don't hear about neither, because I've never even heard of that.
Red Mountain
Boys, never heard of that.
Never.
Yeah,
so for you to say that that's the first time you ran into them at a high school being 17 years old,
with
and that's
my
a clan.
younger siblings,
Another form of the clan is a different name.
Right? And that's a part of history, California history too, that you don't hear about.
Yeah, because it's undercover.
Staff members, teachers, students, lawyers.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not going to be a part of it, but I'm not speaking up.
Yeah, I'm not speaking up.
Yeah, I'm not speaking up and saying,
You'll be behind the scenes doing stuff.
let's call it off tonight. I heard something. But that saying, you see something, say something.
Say something.
There was nothing like that.
Like each one teach one, yeah. Cause like, how do you know? But then it's kind of like one of those. Now you got to kind of pay attention. If it ain't no white folks, it might be some trouble.
Something up.
Something up. Yeah.
You gotta watch for them.
Being aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
And see that incident I had as a child, the first one at San G and the other one at Cahoon High School. If I wasn't in my black skin,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm comfortable in my black skin, that would have made me a hateful person to hate everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't do that because I was comfortable in my skin.
Yeah.
You know, I knew at 17 these grown men
Mm-hmm.
are wrong. You know, and those grown men, not all grown men.
Mm-hmm. Just
You know,
those.
yeah.
And I think that is true because it could have had an adverse effect.
Yeah.
To where now it's like
Yeah.
It was
it's a
stuck
problem
with you.
anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see white people and stuff like that.
Bringing back that hate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because experiences, you know, do change us. You know, good, bad, or ugly.
Very true.
You know.
Very true.
I
Shapes the
could-
way we
yeah,
deal
I
with
could,
things.
man.
So yeah, that's an interesting story. And I think a lot of times, yeah, we don't think that it's California. We think it's somewhere else, but it's like no, it's really
Everywhere.
everywhere. They just try to hide it under the rug.
Everywhere.
Different times, alright, different matters.
Yeah.
Funbusters. Who held more inspirations to you, Malcolm X or Martin Luther King?
That I had to think about because I'm, you know, I don't want to go out and bust heads, you know. So Martin Luther King, love, you know, kind of like attitude, but his language and his philosophy was making a change, coming at you with knowledge. This is what's going on. Malcolm X was love. He also was love till you put your hands on me.
Mm-hmm.
You put your hands on me, it's a different story. So when I thought about that, I thought about my mother, my grandmothers. Inspired me beyond this. It was like my mother when my little sister got the water hose put on her when she was riding her bike at the age of 6, 7. And my mom had just got her hair done. You know, pressed, curled, Shirley Temple curls and things was bouncing. And she going. My mother got up right away, went down the street, because that man, there was a field, an all-white neighborhood. And then next door was this guy, he was a retired man. She told me, if you ever even look at my baby again, take that water hose and wrap around your throat. That man would not. We come outside, he turned his head.
Yeah.
Yes, he should.
She wasn't scared. That was 1968. 1968. She wasn't even 40. Well, yeah, maybe she. Yeah, she was barely 40. 39, 40 years old.
Yeah.
Still with it.
She didn't have my stepfather come. She gonna take it as what?
Took it up.
How
took
dare
it to her
you?
own hands.
But my baby?
Mama bear.
Okay.
What?
Mama bear. And see, that's a blow where it's too, because even at 68, think about that. Like, a lot of places, they still doing sit-ins at 68 in
Yeah.
certain parts.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's like, yeah, people still
Yeah,
getting
that
out.
was the
So
year
it's like,
Martin Luther King got killed.
mm,
And I remember that at 11.
sheesh. Like,
Yeah. Oh, I just told my age.
Huh?
Oh. I think about my father's mother that could pass for white. And she didn't. She loved her. I learned from her to love your blackness, even if she can pass a white. She'd press her hair. She didn't have to press her hair. She'd press it.
Just to press it.
Just to
Yeah,
press.
just to press it. And her grandfather was a product of a rape. Her grandfather was a slave, and he was. They can't figure out what brother raped his mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she loved her blackness.
And I feel like a lot of us do sometimes when we come from those situations.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we would have stayed black had it not been for that, you know? You know, I think because of what the white represents, it's like, yeah, now let me hold on to my blackness.
Yeah. That's
They
what,
try to
exactly
so
what
much
she
try
was
to take it
doing.
out.
She was holding on to it. Yeah, my mother's mother, they were in Palm Springs, and they had a parade, some kind of parade, and a white lady was going to be on a float, so she somehow talked my mom and her siblings into being on the float. So they did up their head, just like, what is that, the pickaninnies. And so she was on this float with all of my grandmother's children, the younger ones, as pickaninnies.
Oh, wow.
Somebody told Ola, she made her way to the parade.
Yeah.
To the float. I don't know if it was still moving. She snatched all her babies up.
I'm about to do that with mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
That was in the 30s.
30s. Yeah.
When it was fresh.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the propaganda is still going. So it's like, yeah. So in their mind, and it's like you said, it's the hush hush.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's not what they said.
The lady was like, oh, like she didn't mean anything.
Just mom, something like.
Yeah.
I didn't think it'd be offensive.
Right.
Oh, no.
That's cute.
Like that's cute. Yep.
That's cute. Yep. So there's that mindset, that bamboozle.
Yeah.
That's that. It's deep in them. It's being bamboozled. That's why I have pity for another race that think they're better than another race. You know. And for her to be that courageous.
To even do that.
To even stop the parade and all that, yeah.
Yeah. But see, that's that history. It's like Malcolm and Martin Luther King was out there for all of us. And then within that, we got mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers in there doing the fight. Trying to get that self-dignity. You're not going to do my baby like that.
Yeah.
Breaking that cycle.
We're not doing that.
They could have hung her up in the desert somewhere. You know?
Just for trying to interrupt.
Yeah.
Yep. They didn't take that. And that's crazy. Palm Springs.
Yeah.
Now it's another city of California. You ain't thinking that type of history. You're not hearing about that, but it's like it's very so present.
Yeah.
Pickaninnies on the float, as if it was nothing. I like the courageousness because when you look up to that, it's gonna make you want to add to the fight. Because
you know what pickaninnies were. You know, it was a derogatory. It's like calling a baby a nigger.
Little niggers.
Yeah.
Little nigglets.
Yep.
Yeah.
Little nigglets.
And this, talking about babies, this is the only copy I have on the table, and it's you heard the phrase alligator bait.
Yes.
And that goes so deep that this is a copy, and it's new. I ran into one that was maybe 100 years old. And the guy didn't want to go down on the price. I might go back up there and get it. And it was in Arrowhead. At an antique shop.
At an antique shop, not even that far.
So this is a postcard, and it's greetings from the South. And it has pictures of our black babies, and the title is Alligator Bay. They actually would take our babies, tie them to some thread, stake them down.
And this.
Yeah.
And leave them on the edge for the alligators to get them.
Yeah. In our DNA, do you know why I believe that DNA shows up with us is because black people don't like to swim. So you know how many ancestors that seen that thrown in the water, drowned,
thrown themselves in the water.
Yeah. It's all. It comes to
DNA.
So we pass it
down.
On.
It is. Yep.
It's not only our genetics. It's here. Right.
Because you'll find a lot of people like, black people don't know how to swim? Oh, yeah.
Nope, I'm messing with the water.
I sure don't.
Bro, don't mess with the water.
I ain't getting no
water. Don't mess with the water.
Better give me that
swimming or nothing.
My mama learned how to swim when she was 80 years old.
Yeah. I commended her for learning though.
Yeah.
Never told
that's a big step. I get
she always was afraid. She
even
had sent us lessons. I was terrified. Yeah. Didn't know why I was terrified. My father was a champion swimmer, you know. We'd go and watch him swim at the park, and you know, and I admired him, but once I got in that water, I was the biggest tadpole for years. Yeah. You know, tadpoles are little ones. I'm standing taller than everybody. Yeah. And screaming how y'all guys save me, I'm going down, you know.
All you gotta do is stand up.
Yep, stand up.
That's it. But you're right, the DNA is so much trauma.
Yeah.
So it's like when
behind it, now I understand, like, that's why I can't.
Because the alligator gate. And
I didn't even know that. Like, I didn't even know behind that, but now
Yeah.
It all
listen
adds
to
up.
somebody
Yeah.
say something, you know, and you hear it, the saying, but you didn't put it together that those were our babies that we're talking about.
They were talking
I've heard
about
about it my whole life. The saying, but not the meaning. Not the meaning.
Yeah, I heard about the meaning a couple years ago, and it tripped me out because they were saying that's how, of course, you get the gator boots and the belts and the shoes. That's how they first started out. I'm just like, dang, just a little black kid out there.
But there's so
Florida.
much.
It's like, yeah, so it's crazy how when you think about, again, the history of the United States, when you break so much things down, the definition is always off of us. How they get there, and then it's like they build it up, and eventually, kind of like the ancient mama, they want to try to turn it around and cut ties.
Yeah, but don't put out the real stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm jumping ahead, but like our history. This is in the 60s. Hidden Figures in those black women.
Yeah.
They make sure.
Major movie, never even heard about none
No,
of them
not until it came out.
Not until the movie came out.
I didn't know nothing about these sisters.
Never heard about them. You only heard about Neil Armstrong.
Right, that's why I said the only heroes is athletes. These ladies were geniuses.
But who would have known?
No,
Geniuses.
not until somebody dug deep, hard, asked questions.
And really put it out there.
Yeah, put it out there.
Educate themselves.
Yeah, yep.
Because you had to hear about the intricate roles that they actually had, and kind of like they wouldn't even have made it to
No,
outer space if it wasn't for these three black women.
Yeah.
It's like, that's wild, but they don't get that credit.
Right.
Who
a mathematical genius,
Yeah.
an engineer.
They ain't giving us that.
No,
They ain't
No.
giving us that.
no.
And that is
too
And see,
wild.
that's why, like, this stuff needs to be out there, taught to our kids, and I believe it's our responsibility that we teach ours the truth, because how long have we been praising Christopher Columbus?
Years.
Too long.
Just to find out. I mean, the story already always sounded weird.
Weird, yeah,
Just to find out that he really didn't find nobody,
but it was a campaign.
and it was a campaign against black people.
That this man was wonderful. Again, not only black people, but Native Indians.
Yeah. Native
Okay.
Indians, Aboriginals.
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody.
In August, I think it was August, July or August, the Webb telescope was finally fixed, where you can see like 1.5 million light years away. I mean, this is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely huge. A black man fixed it. A white man created it. A black man fixed it. Ain't nobody said anything about Mr. Robinson.
Never
Don't want to give nobody. Don't want to give no credit.
No.
heard that.
This year, how are we not American history?
Just period.
Just two small things. This is
Mr. Robinson.
a whole book.
1001 Things Everyone Should Know About African American History by Jeffrey Story. Y'all check that book out.
Yeah, because it's about a bit, but it's not full. I mean, it's more than this. There's more than 1001.
Yeah.
It's more than that. But the things that we're not told, inventions.
Probably like the most common and basic things that we use in our household.
Yeah, we don't even know about.
Yeah, cell phone.
Cell phone?
You know, the big water gun shooter.
Super Suckers.
Yeah.
I heard about the
Yeah.
Super Suckers.
Yeah.
I heard it was a black man that created that.
Yeah.
I heard it was a black man that created the video games.
Yeah.
Like, I think the system for it.
Yeah, it's a lot. And if our babies, our people, would know that they have greatness, that they can achieve sending somebody into space, or be able to see 1 million, have something to do with seeing 1 million light years from here.
For real. That's telescope.
That's down yonder.
That's
You know,
telescope
yeah.
in the what was it, the observatory.
Yeah.
That's like that.
No, it's bigger than it. It's 100 times deeper.
More than that?
Bigger than
Oh
that,
yeah.
huh?
This is the most powerful telescope in the world.
The Webb telescope.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to do my research on that one too.
Yeah.
Black man fixed it.
Yeah.
And perfected it so that
Webb is the name of the person that got it together, that had it in his head.
Okay. Also,
NASA, and they couldn't get it together. It was taking too long. NASA, Mr. Robinson, I think, Gregory Robinson.
Gregory Robinson.
He was commissioned by NASA. Please come fix this. Hello.
Get it right.
Yeah. He was on the news about this telescope. I said, wow, that's exciting.
Get it right.
Yeah. He was on the news about this telescope. I said, wow, that's exciting. And I did. Yeah.
Keep digging.
Yeah.
They go that dig.
That
shovel. Look at that shovel.
Yeah.
That is wow. You don't hear that, and you hear a lot about NASA and space and the Apollo.
But you hear about
all that.
Who got killed on the west side, who was shot innocently. I mean, when I worked for the Highway Patrol, I used to have a Christmas program where we take kids toys at their school or their families and stuff. So one of the staff at M.L. King asked me to come and bring some toys. They had a whole bunch of gifted kids at school. Very, very smart. So to bring them, lift them up, got there, and just having a conversation with some of the kids. These 13-year-olds. One told me he didn't think he was going to live until he was 14. He didn't have no hope.
Yeah, no hope. Nobody was giving him that hope, though, too, though. Yeah.
Nobody in the history books, when we talk about everybody else but us, that there's these women. When they talk about these astronauts, they're talking about the astronauts, and they're talking about the process. They were just brave enough to get in the ship. Strap me up.
That's it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What about the ones who's making it possible to even get up there and do that?
Yeah.
Start the machine.
And then go through all that Jim Crow stuff.
Process, yeah.
In the process.
Yeah.
Process.
In the process. An eye opener, like, you gotta go into the bathroom 5 buildings away from the main building.
Yeah. Mile and a half.
Break.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild.
I don't understand your second fun fact. You gotta read that one.
We do need the representation, because I think without it, because black people, I don't even think we look at math like that. We look at math as if like it's not for us. And I think we look at science like it's not for us, because that's kind of like you said, we don't see those images, but know that there are black mathematicians, geniuses, and
they're not showing us that.
Math, everything is around math.
Yeah.
You think about it, a lot of stuff is you have to have math for it. They give you a calculator. Them chicks wasn't using calculators not unless they wanted to. It was available.
They were doing it all just brain power.
Yeah.
Straight off the dome.
Yeah.
That's wild.
The math was coming out of the book that the main character, I can't think of her name.
Was it Catherine? Yeah.
It was coming at her.
It was like she sings it.
Yeah. It's like seeing stuff separated. She could see the part in her head. Yeah.
That's breaking it down.
Yeah, that's a genius. Yeah. That's a genius. Could you imagine how many not only with black children, but how many geniuses there is out there in this world that are not being either nurtured. Not being nurtured or even just tapped into or even poured into. Right. That kids don't have the interest in.
People think
they want to be on a Wheaties box.
Yeah.
They want to be this.
Yeah. Being smart is not cool.
Or even thinking that you're going to live that long to be that smart. That's what that baby told me. I'm not going to live long enough to do that.
To even try to figure that out.
I'm looking at this child. You're that smart. You might cure cancer. You might cure diabetes.
And not even know it. Yeah.
What are we stopping? How are we treating our kids? Cheating them. We're cheating them because they don't have this. Because they got the propaganda. The campaign that was put upon us more than 100 years ago that we can't see past our block.
Keeping our hands tied.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
Very true.
And this is African history. and this chick came on there and she was saying, "Did you know about the Wall of Ben?"
Never heard of that.
And it was in Niger, and it was 10,000 miles long, 3,000 miles shorter than the Great Wall of China. Now, this chick said that this wall in Ben, that it was longer than the Wall of China. So who knows? In 1897, the city was destroyed and the walls were destroyed. Some of them was tall as 60 feet. And it was all through West Africa. The Kingdom of Dahomey. Do you know who that is?
I've heard of them.
I believe those are the ones the movie was made of.
For Wakanda?
Yeah. Not Wakanda, the Woman King.
Oh, the Woman King?
Yeah. Seeing all that negative stuff that they were saying, it was, this woman and she's demasculating men, and it was slavery, and they were selling. Slavery was different in Africa than what it was when white folks got a hold of it. Yeah.
Because it was more like a barter situation, like, or I'm gonna hold you for services.
Right, or in war. Now you got to stay here with me until
I feel like you
you pay me back.
Yeah, you owe that to me.
He said we didn't know you were gonna take them over and murder them and kill them and keep them and treat them bad.
That part.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
You know, you're going to just torture them. Yeah. And try to kill them off.
Use their skin.
Eat them. Use their teeth.
Yes.
That's like George Washington. A lot of people don't know that his wood teeth that they talk about was black people's teeth. He was taking the slave's teeth from their mouth and putting it in his teeth like dentures. Yeah. Made his own dentures.
Kingdom.
So it's like, it's crazy when you think about all that. Cause it's like this. Like, y'all ain't got your own nothing.
Yes, it's the same as the Woman King.
As the Woman King.
Them bad sisters, that was the warriors. They was a bad group of people.
Yeah.
They had a wall, if not longer than the Wall of China.
Yeah.
Almost.
But
you hear this?
Yeah, you don't hear that.
Come on, y'all.
You don't hear that.
You hear about the Wall of China. I was like, this is last night.
You don't hear about that.
Doing my notes.
And it's crazy, they can't tell you, like, who's running the Wall of China, but it's still there, all that is still useful. But something like that, they're going to tear down because they don't want to show that it's us.
No, because they were mad at us because those women warriors and their companions killed some Dutchmen or whoever said in there. They killed a couple of generals or something. And then they just came in and with a whole bunch of stuff.
And tried to take them out.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They will bring a gun to a knife fight.
Yeah.
And try to work it.
Try to
work that thing.
Okay, let me see. We're talking about history and digging up. Have you ever came across another time era that you would want to live in? And if so, why?
I think that I was born at the right time because I seen
just enough.
Yeah. My mother remembered her father who was a slave. My mother,
your mother,
remembered her grandfather. Her grandfather, I might have said father, but grandfather was a slave. I was able to see Jim Crow. Not like in the South, but I knew as a child. Segregation came. The fear on my mom's for us to be exposed to.
What would it be like in the world with that?
Well, not the world in that school. She was worried about us, our feelings, our treatment. She gonna have to go down there. She going to jail.
Yeah.
She was like, and I didn't understand it at first when I was a kid. She was like, no, I don't want that. I want you guys to be there.
Yeah, she didn't want you to be.
I want you to be comfortable. So at least if something happened,
you'll be all right.
Not just my hands is tied.
And as a kid in school, in a all-white school, how they reacted to Martin Luther King being killed. It was recognized. That teacher gave me a look. I'm 11. It made me feel like, oh, he doesn't matter. Yeah. We're sorry, It was like, we're sorry about Martin Luther King. She gave me the look. It's like, you
don't.
I knew that as a kid.
You didn't care. I probably felt that.
But when John F. Kennedy got killed, I remember at 63, I was in school that day, and those teachers falling out.
Yeah.
Like it was they had
like they
they just falling eyes straight out. It was like dismissed school. It was just
so traumatic.
Yeah,
I gotta go home.
So the difference I know.
Martin Luther King is get it in line. He's alright, but you still gotta focus on school. You still need to act right.
Yeah. To see first black president, official black president. You know, there's stories that so and so part half in between, but to see that.
How was that to see that?
It made me think about that little boy that said he wasn't going to. Like
that could be. That could have been you.
Right.
Yeah.
And by him becoming president, you know how much hope he put in a black child, in a black adult, by just putting himself out there. My mom said, "Oh, they're gonna kill him before he gets elected."
That's what I thought. I ain't gonna lie. I thought that too.
Yeah. But to put
I thought as soon as I thought at inauguration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to they try. You know they tried. They tried. But so I say that I've seen things transform to a certain extent. But now I'm at that point where the discussion of reparation has come from a discussion to a study, to a reality.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we need to get to is reality.
That part right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
That part right there. The acknowledgement of what's been done instead of just the, okay, we know that it happened, but get over it.
Yeah, get over it. Let's go cover it up and move on.
No. Well, my mom's not here, but how you going to tell my mom to get over? She met that man. She touched that man, and man touched her. You know, my father's grandfather was in the Civil War. And this is his, his certificate, his regiment. But he's not on the Wheaties box. Yeah. But this guy not only fought for himself, he fought for all of us.
Everybody. You got to get the glare up.
Let me turn it.
Yeah, you turn it towards me.
So it's like he fought for everybody.
The first Civil War, yeah.
And if he would have got captured, they'd murdered him. Then it wouldn't be no me. It would not be no me.
Yeah.
Because it's Robert, then it's Roscoe, which was my grandfather, then it's my father, then it's me. How am I going to get over that? How am I going to? Tell me how to get over that.
Right?
Yeah.
It was the different
long
steps
time ago.
With the choices.
Yeah.
Because he went and did something that a lot of people didn't make it out of.
Right.
A lot of people think they can do.
Right. Because they knew, they were told, they were threatened.
The first regiment.
If we catch any black nigga, whatever they was calling us that day, that they in the Union Army, the white ones are going to go this one. There's two places you could have went back to slavery because he had to be a free man. He wasn't born a slave, but he was free. Once he got freed, he joined. He either go back, they take him back, sell him back into slavery, or kill him.
That is wild because it does say organized in the District of Columbia, May 19th to June 30th, 1863. But it also says a grateful nation finally pays tribute to the 145 troops who helped to save the nation, end slavery, and start America on the struggle for freedom that continues today. Right?
So if that's not U.S. history, what is?
Yeah, that is.
That is.
We are.
I was saying the nation right there. Slavery, because the Civil War, like you think about it, you don't realize how detrimental that was and how long ago it really wasn't.
No.
amcivilwar.org. Sorry. But see, this is a piece of history too. Because like you said, how can you get past that?
No, you can't.
That's like 2 steps away from just being the end of the bloodline or creating a legacy.
My granddaughter knew her great grandmother. That's just thinking that. My daughter helped take care of my mother when she was sick. How can you ask me to get over that?
Can't.
Because that's somebody you touch. You know.
You learned, you felt.
You got that bond.
But not only that, then the stories from that to be passed on and passed on and passed on. And what us as a race, we so busy trying to survive and stay alive that we didn't dig. Because we all got history. If it's written, because like I said, we're here. We made it. They made sure that we made it. So it's history and all of that. That's not written. that's been destroyed, that they're trying to destroy this. They didn't destroy papers, census, documents, fires with land has been taken away from people that they paid for. Even sharecroppers.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's dad and mother were sharecroppers. So they worked like slaves. My grandmother.
Grandmother and grandfather.
Yeah.
Living in sharecropping.
Hell of a.
Which is still doing slavery work for just a little bit of fee for those who don't know.
No. And a little fee, and then they owe the man.
That they paying to.
Yeah. He kept it going. You in a negative every year.
No matter what.
What is that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that slavery?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, in human shape or form. Yes, it is.
It's slavery.
It is.
With the false hope that you might get ahead, but you're not.
No.
That is why, because
it's campaign. And
I love the generational wealth, I would say, because just to be able to have a great granddaughter or a great grandmother, that is something that you can never get over. But at the same time, I don't think that we as black people realize how rich that is. A lot of people don't have that. Like, sometimes they cut off at their grandma, or just depend on the Great Migration. We have a lot of people out here in California, from Mississippi, from everywhere. So sometimes we get those stories, or sometimes we just get we just have to leave.
And you don't get it firsthand.
Yeah, because a lot of times I feel like, because I know with my grandma being from Mississippi, I've always in a sense wanted to dig, but it's too painful for her. So I'll just get the fact that she was in Mississippi and you see how it is, but it's really no real stories being passed down because of the trauma that I guess that still comes with it.
My father's family, on the mother's side of my grandmother, my father, they left Arkansas because black cities, getting burnt to the ground, people being murdered in the 20s.
So that's like a middle of the night type to survive.
Well, get the babies and the dog, if you got a dog.
And get out of there.
Leave everything behind.
Yeah, and when I listened to, there's a recording that they logged in the desert somewhere because they were homesteading. They did a study, and while she was one of the younger girls who was still alive, they recorded her, and all she was saying, they wasn't that nice in Arkansas. She wouldn't say.
You wouldn't say too much.
She wouldn't say too much.
She just wasn't nice.
They're not nice. And that's kind of like my granny is real short.
Yeah.
Mississippi is Mississippi. She's from Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
so it's terrible.
Yeah, but she won't never go into details. She's like, it was bad.
She
nothing out there.
I
always wanted to go out there. She was like, you wouldn't know what to do out there. It ain't nothing out there. And it's bad out there. It's nothing. Basically, it's nothing out there. They got away from whatever they got away from.
They want to just leave it.
They want to leave it behind. They want to talk about it.
So that she's in a safe space.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, why even think about that?
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the things too. I think it's necessary and important for us to dig because we don't know what we're removed from.
Right.
What could have been on the other side. Just the traumatic parts that are intricate, but it's kind of crazy because it's like we do, like you said, we have so many heroes in our family, in our past, in our family. Right. Our
we don't even know about.
Right.
In our reach that we don't even know about. So yeah, I think it is. I think black archaeologist is something that should be a term coined and used.
It's real.
Because it is real. I think we got to be out here in literal dirt and sand trying to dig up bones and mummies and stuff. It's like, it's really just about going back into these old historical archives and looking up
just
places.
Talking to people.
Just talking
right.
Having this conversation.
Yep.
And to understand that it was a campaign.
Mm-hmm.
An absolute campaign against us. A war. I say campaign, but it was a war. And it was strategized. And some of this stuff was made in Japan. This should be one. Was in England. But I know I have some that was made in Japan. And why I say Japan is after the bomb was unleashed in Japan.
Hiroshima?
Yes. I can't say for sure that the government, but there was a system where, or a contract for Japan to make these figures. That was made in the U.S. But I know I have, most of this stuff is made in Japan if I can find it. But how can I watched the footage of a little girl getting her clothes burnt off of her after the bomb was, and she was screaming, she was burnt. She's still alive. Well, she was a few years ago. She's old. But how can you come up with a contract to make demeaning, stereotypical trash about another race? You
feel so.
Yeah,
that's fascinating to me. Where are our minds at as human beings?
Yeah, where's the morality?
Yes. But that's that. We don't have that.
She just
Yeah.
Go back to that question you answered. You know, that's something that we lack.
I think it's kind of catch-22. It's the irony how they use the propaganda in the campaign to be so against us in the different ways they did. Even those that signed up to be against it still ended up turning around on them in a sense.
Right. They'll turn it around on them in the first part.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, okay, it's a deal. It's a done deal. You killed so many thousands of people. Now we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
You gonna make that with them stuff.
Make that money behind it.
And then talking about, I don't know which slave or how a slave came up with this, but slaves couldn't have black dolls, so they would make a white baby. When the master was around, they played with that white baby. Embracing their blackness to all. Could you imagine what would happen?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, this is a copy, but this is something.
That's how it was.
Yeah.
Got this video of it. Turn it the other way, Sandra.
The master's around.
It's crazy because even the style of the dress is different. You get like a shabby look for the black one, but then you get like a more
bright
colors and
But it was only scraps. It would have been like scraps. It wouldn't have been full material because in my research, I was researching about making quilts and the Underground Railroad and stuff that the mistress of the house would give the slaves as scraps. And the slaves would make those packs and those signs.
Put it together.
Yeah, put it together. Or either just make it for their family. Make it for that baby that might get sold. That they can have something. Okay. Yeah.
Like those patched up quilts. They used to be so prevalent in the black community probably like in the 80s and 90s. You don't really see them no more now.
That one over there is from my grandmother.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a video of that one too. Yeah, but exactly like that. Those patched up, because when you say that, it explains the style of that.
Right. It was from the scratch. You take whatever you can get. Same thing with eating, how they fed us. They fed babies. I went to a plantation, and I recommend everybody that go down south, please go to a plantation.
You don't hear too many people recommend that neither.
Oh.
Take a plantation tour.
Yes. We went to ours, one of them, well, a few of them, Berkeley Plantation. It was the original Thanksgiving was at Berkeley Plantation.
In Northern California?
No, Berkeley, Virginia.
Berkeley, Virginia, okay.
Plantation. It was owned by 2 or 3 presidents, but they started there, Jamestown, James River, and there was a massacre there. One of the settlers accidentally killed an Indian boy or girl, and so the Indians went H. Killed. But it's funny how it was an accident. How do you accidentally kill a child? Yeah, that it's a funny story. So when they go, they kind of sanitize things.
Yeah, make it.
This was, they were really nice and all of this, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
Try to make it make sense, but it don't.
But we went to this one in Louisiana, and they had these big old pots out. And I asked a lot of questions. I said, what's some pots for? Well, the big pots were for the big slaves to eat out of. Whatever garbage they put in it. And the little pots was for them baby. Nobody had a spoon, cup, nothing. Just eat it. Usually it would be like a trough, a pig trough.
Which is a little wood box.
Right.
That you put on the floor. Kind of like what
you just go in.
Slop.
Yeah. Wow.
Like a dog.
Like a dog.
If you think about just eating out of unnourished, unclean, nasty, filthy animal surrounding, how did we survive that alone?
That part alone.
Real
malnutritious. And this is back at the time when they didn't have medicine like that. No real refrigerator.
But they had people that came from Africa that naturally
knew how to survive.
Yeah, right. And also that knew how to cure stuff. Because if I'm quoting it right, smallpox was a slave that came up with the vaccination for that. Okay, hello. There is so much. It's more than 1,001 things.
Yeah.
Because every day we're making history
every day.
every day. Somewhere in, somewhere there. Yeah.
So,
Name your top 3 books.
Bible.
Of course, yes.
I read it back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and got a degree in a BA in Bible studies and missionary stuff. And I'm going through my phone, and it pops up, the Negro. What? And my curiosity, I Google and show it. And it's a little. In the 1800s, they came up with a Negro Bible to keep the slaves in the islands from acting the fool. And this was published in 1807.
wow.
So what they did was they sliced out pretty much half of the Bible. Rise up against save your people. Moses, fighting. And all the So they changed it. They alleviated stuff. It was bamboozled. In the islands. In America, you can't learn how to read. If you learn how to read, I'm going to kill you.
I'm going to kill you.
Uneducated, yep.
I'm going to kill you.
Yep.
And this is the reason why. Because on Sunday, that message be out there, and you are supposed to do this, or even pretend. You can imagine if they can't read.
Yes, you don't even know
coming up with stuff.
Yeah, you don't even know what they're saying.
Coming up with stuff.
All type of stuff.
Yeah. So.
And they actually had a real Negro people in the island.
In the islands. And those are the first people to uprise.
Yeah, you can't read, you lost.
In Haiti? What did they do? They rose up. And defeated Napoleon. Yeah. I just found out that Haiti, the debt that they had to pay because of them defeating Napoleon is the money that basically helped them build up the Eiffel Tower from that. Well, they got fined for being free. And to keep them poor. It was a campaign. It was a campaign. To this day, that campaign's still working. They need reparations. They need it now.
They've been in debt this whole time.
Yeah, because we're going to treat the Negro something. How dare you? We're going to make that your children's children
suffer.
Yes.
Yep. Try to call him somebody an example like him.
This is my second one. It's 1,001 things everybody should know.
Check that out.
And then Terry. Everybody know about her.
Terry McMillan.
Yeah.
Who ain't never heard. Get
Mama. The story about a woman and her kids. She did everything to keep them. It reminds me of my mother, my grandmother. My grandma snatched. She was a black woman right here. Snatched them kids off. She'd fight you about her babies. So those are my 3 favorites. There's other ones. Malcolm X.
Top 3 though.
That one was, it was some good stuff.
I have to look at some nigga one. I just recently heard about that one. I was watching another show about the Lakers, and they had Kareem Abdul reading that one.
Yeah.
Political insight.
Something about Dick Gregory.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Those are some good. Those are some good books. You can tell just from the titles and everything, and just from me over here looking at them, like you can tell you're gonna get a lot of information and stuff that you didn't know. So yeah, we definitely gonna put the links up in the bio on YouTube, so you guys can check in with that.
I'm gonna take a picture of the books too, so we can put those.
I think it's amazing what you're doing because it's not that many people that can actually see what needs to be done to help us progress and help feed us as a people, knowledge-wise and culture-wise.
Teach us it's okay to love one another.
Yes, and ourselves.
Yes. Truly ourselves.
Just to get to the bottom of why we feel the way we feel, we just to reverse it. I think healing is an important thing that's needed, especially with everything that's been happening in these past couple of years. Ever since COVID, it seems like the world is kind of turned upside down.
Was it COVID or was it that president?
And
he brought up
a little bit of both.
He woke a raging monster in this country.
I definitely agree with that.
The behind the scenes, the quiet, the stuff that
that they was trying to make it seem like was
everything's okay. It's all okay.
Yeah, I think that funny because I think what was it 9/11. I think 9/11 was to them like a perfect little blanket to try to cover it up and make it seem like, okay, we was finally united and everybody's American and stuff like that. So it didn't bring a lot of people. It didn't bring us together for a minute.
For a hot second.
But then right after that, it seemed to unravel.
Right. And it's because of where they directed all that hate for terrorists.
Mm-hmm.
But we're being terrorized.
By y'all.
Yeah.
Cover that up.
You know, going to a church and just kill people because color of their skin.
Color of their skin. Bombing churches and shooting them. Yeah.
And it's a political thing. If you watch the politics of it all, it's all fear. And it's directed at us or other races that they're coming in to get your job, or they're coming in to get your women, or they're coming in to rob and kill you, go to your house. You got to have 95,000 million guns because it's going to be a race war one day. And, you know, and they all going to come get you.
They going to come get you. You know, they're going to wake up and be mad for what we did, so stay prepared. Yeah. And it's crazy because it's like,
all we want to do is have a barbecue in the park by ourselves. Without everybody can come.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
Just don't harass us. We
can all eat.
Yeah.
We can all eat.
Just let us live.
And don't bring the potato salad.
Yeah,
we gonna be all right.
Please don't.
All right.
They can't cook.
Yeah, just go. Just come on, man.
Bring the drinks.
Love you before you get here.
Yeah.
That is true. So, yeah, I definitely think Trump definitely exposed the inner makings. Like, it's not over.
I should have brought these out when I was talking about babies.
Yeah, we can get the pictures of those.
Baby size, adult size.
Those are handcuffs.
Yeah. Slaves. That's what the slaves. How we gonna handcuff a baby?
That part.
Yeah. And then Georgetown County Plantation Police. And I'm trying to figure out if these are copy or original. I did see if rust come off of them, but I thought that I had to get them anyway. If they're a copy.
Copy either way.
There are colleges, Ivy League colleges that had plantations. They made that money on.
You don't hear about that.
Oh, that's why they don't want nothing to be taught. That's why they want to erase our history.
Yeah.
They want to erase American history. At the Catholic Church, some of the big slave
owners, huh?
Yes.
I heard that too. The whole Vatican got a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah, they got money.
From us. A lot of old. I want the artifacts. Bring the artifacts up. So I know it's a lot.
England, France got those too. Brasswork, they was coming in stealing.
That's and it's funny because I do see a lot of black people who say encouraged to travel because that's when you really get to see the real stuff. Because even down to art restoration, I just recently found out a few years ago. The whole concept of art restoration isn't to restore art; it's to make the art whiteface. A lot of the old paintings that they go over is us. I've heard even the Sistine Chapel with Leonardo, it was already done. They just needed him to go over it and paint it white. And that's why it took so long.
Well, that's why there's two Jesuses. There's absolutely two.
Two. The real one?
Yeah. You go to like Spain. Mary and the baby is black. You know. But the campaign can't work if it's not whitewashed.
If it's not whitewashed.
Yeah, so you know.
And that is
entertainment.
True. You got to keep it. They did it so much. You got to keep it consistent.
And this one, if you get this side into this side, because this reference someone being hung. This is as close as I could get to
Yes. So if y'all listening to the Bro Trip audio of this, y'all go check out the link on YouTube so y'all can see the actual video footage of the artifacts that we are discussing in this interview. We do have the live guerrilla style video of this. You can see everything we talking about. Check it out. See the propaganda with your own eyes, cause
and I want our people to be able to see this free. There's only one place. It's in Michigan. It has tons of this stuff.
Yeah.
But everybody can't travel to Michigan, and I want to make it available for free. My people know. When I do it with students, I have to, before I let them see it, I have to remind them that this is not about hate, about love.
Well, understand.
Yeah, about something. A guy, he was Hispanic. And he said that The black woman just went all the way off. And I told him, I said, her pain
Can replace that.
But I wanted for knowledge.
Because, yeah, see, the pain, sometimes I think we see it and don't recognize the history in it.
Yeah.
The lesson and the meaning behind it. I think we just see it and see what it was, feel the hurt and the pain that we were supposed to feel.
So those menus are coon. That's what a coon looks like.
Chicken.
Mm-hmm. Coon chicken restaurant is actual.
I got all the. I'll send you the pictures of those, bro.
Did you get the front part of this?
No, I didn't get the front.
Actual restaurant. Nationally famous. Open from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m.
It was like a Denny's.
Or just nightclub in Seattle.
I don't know if it was called Denny's. But it was just like Denny's.
Actual footage of what the restaurant looked like. With that same coon chicken face on there. And this was in Salt Lake City, Utah.
They ain't down south.
That really ain't.
It ain't.
Had one in Portland, Oregon. That's what the Portland, Oregon location looked like.
They ain't down south.
We are in Southern California. That's on our side. I was hoping to have a date.
Used to be Denny's.
Sambo used to be Denny's. Okay.
Sambo's?
Little
Sambo.
Black Sambo. This was like the Denny's back then.
That's the book about. I used to go to. They had one in Riverside. We'd go dress up Sunday.
And go to Sambo restaurant.
Normalize. You think I would step into? Oh,
Right here.
yeah. I would not step in there.
Not at all.
Not at all.
But it was okay.
Look at those lips. I'm looking like monkeys.
With lipstick.
And it's crazy because now that's exactly what the plastic surgery lips look like. Poked out.
Poked out.
Poked out.
The definition, like, come on, man. And features. Create your. Oh.
The last Ancient Mama box with the OG Ancient Mama. You got the syrup. Now it's called something totally different.
Yes.
The crispy weedy. The Georgetown Plantation Police. You see that?
Yeah.
The police got started from. Negro women are child only.
Got that in Banning, Beaumont area.
Oh,
Lady worked in there and she says, that is so cute. That was another. And I said, no, I don't know. I said, it's very offensive. There was one lady that was very nice and said, yeah, it is. And then the other lady that said it was cute, well, she said, well, we had a maid and I loved her and she made us cookies. I said, because she was your servant. Yeah. She was mad at me. She kept saying, okay, it's time to go. Time to go.
Yeah, I don't like to be uncomfortable.
No, not at all.
All reminders of that past.
Yeah. Or even what their heart is. She didn't see her as a human being. Only what she could get servant to do for her.
She made us cookies. What does that mean?
Wet nurses. You know what a wet nurse is?
Nurse.
A slave women would nurse the white babies, breastfeed. And they didn't have enough milk for their own babies.
So they had to breastfeed them white kids.
Yeah, that's what a wet nurse is. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. I thought it was just the caregiver.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
So they can raise your kids and feed your kids, but you can't be in the same bathroom eating the same kitchen. That's
that baby was on that nipple.
Getting that milk.
I'm the reason you kids living.
Pretty much. And alive. Nourished and all that.
Yeah.
But I got to give all of mine to your child. And mine get it.
Mine get nothing. Get mush.
That's wild. But you better than. You gotta take care of your own.
Me and my aunt talked about the scraps and we talking about chitlins and hog mog and all that, pieces of pig feet and all that. And I told her it's amazing how black people took garbage
and turned it into
the best food they
add a little seasoning to it, a little flavor.
Yum.
And this became delicious.
Yeah.
So now they want our soul food. Looking for it.
Well,
and can't even afford to eat it.
See.
Don't know the history behind it.
Man.
Salt, pepper.
Yes. Like, why would you want this as a sauce?
Yeah, salt, pepper.
Like what?
Chicken cake, stewed chicken and dumpling. Where do you think these recipes came from?
Black people.
Okay.
The ones
Mission accomplished.
As long as you know. That right there. Right.
Well, you got a black woman serving it up.
Because that's where it came from.
They just want to learn how to make it. So they feel like they did something.
You guys on TikTok too?
We haven't did the TikTok yet.
we just start. Yeah, we working on that. We just started doing the YouTube, the visual this season. This is our third season, so we just start doing this one.
Yeah, I like that digging.
I do too. Around use that. It's
true. So this has been another
educational episode right here.
Educational episode for real. Bro Trip taking y'all on a journey that I know y'all probably wasn't prepared for, but something that y'all definitely needed to hear. Something that I know y'all definitely learned something from. A matter that we definitely brought to y'all attention. So like I said, if y'all listen to the audio, y'all go check out the full live footage that we got on YouTube. Definitely tap in with this Black History. Get your dig on, because Black archaeologists is needed. And it's something that can be done just from doing research in your family, U.S. history, any topic that you can think of.
Talking to people.
Any research you do, you're going to come across some things that you probably didn't know about. So with this episode, we definitely encourage that each one teach one, and just recognizing that us as Black people, we are this U.S. history, whether they want to acknowledge it or not. And Sandra, I appreciate you coming through and teaching us something new.
Something different.
That we probably wouldn't even have been able to even get exposed to with this much light and truth and understanding behind it. Because it definitely just opened my eyes. Like I said, I know I had this conversation with you before, but I still learned some things today that I didn't know before. So
it's so much.
Yeah, it's so much more. Yeah, so much more.
Yes. So do you have any last words you would like to leave our audience with?
I just locally, I am available for free. You got an event or a class, yeah, right. Yeah. Just where I can not only teach young people or share, because I like the word share, share what I have and explain and to remind us to love each other. This is all in love. It's not in hate. This is in love. I won't give a person the satisfaction of me hating them because they're taking my space, and I don't have any space to go. So.
Especially when you gotta do it negative.
Yeah.
Negative here.
Definitely.
Even if it is a lot of painful stuff,
True.
Okay. And then what's a way how people can find you? Email, Instagram?
They can email me. Okay. And I can give you my email address.
Okay, we'll definitely add that into the link too. Okay. Yeah, we appreciate you.
Yes.
Opening up the doors and giving us this.
I appreciate you guys coming up with the time and the space for me to share this stuff.
Definitely.
Because I waited until I was that certain age to want to do a whole bunch of stuff, and I don't know, maybe God just, told me one day, you need to share this. You can't just keep it all to yourself. I need to share it.
Like I said, teach one.
Teach one. Definitely in the right place, the right time. Appreciate y'all tapping in. See another Bro Trip episode, season 3. We told y'all we was coming bigger and better. That's definitely what we did. Y'all tap in. Again, follow us on Instagram, Bro Trip Official 1. Follow us on Facebook, Bro Trip Official 1. Follow us on Spotify, YouTube, so y'all can see the full video footage. Get this knowledge, not only just here, but y'all can actually see with your own eyes, just the reality of it and how it was just pretty much in everything. And yeah, man, we appreciate y'all. Keep listening. Y'all got any questions for us from Miss Sandra, tap in, send us an email, send us a DM. We gon' add the email to where you guys can reach out to her. Any schools, nonprofits, or even just anybody on their free time that want to tap in, feel free to tap in. Yeah, y'all be blessed out there. It's Bobby.
No, Bonnie.
And it's Bro Trip.
The North Star, what it was biblically and through slavery. We're putting all that together and giving them babies some hope that they can be a Mr. Robertson or Hidden Figures.
Won't be like little man thinking he ain't gonna see 14.
Yeah. There's so many of them out there.
And I want to get her with her shirt. Shoe, shirt, and brush.
And everybody knows it's not my true collection. I have much more.
Got the picking book. OG Ancient Mama model.
And that's a bank.
And this is a bank.
That's a bank and this is a bank.
Almost.
No, I'm saying like sound wise.
Almost.
Sound. We good on sound?
I don't mean you can be loud.
No, we still recording. Y'all hear Nell the Creeper in the back?
She's back.
This is a bank. You put the money in there, and it puts it in the mouth.
See, this is wild to me because I've seen this in the Bamboozled movie with Spike Lee, and they made an animated version to where it moved on its own. So to see that in person is wild.
Bobblehead.
Bobblehead.
Another one too.
Yeah, this one is a newer and a copy.
Oh, sorry,
That's a
bro.
copy.
Hold on, bro. Now you picking any book for me?
What should we do? Open the book?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to get these real fast. Looking like a jockey.
Servant. That big piece, that lady up there, I got that in Banning, Beaumont area.
The tall one? With the
lady
calendar?
worked in there, and she says, "That is so cute." That was another.
Hmm.
And I said, "No, I don't know." I said, "It's very offensive." There was one lady that was very nice and said, "Yeah, it is." And then the other lady that said it was cute, well, she said, "Well, we had a maid, and I loved her, and she made us cookies." I said, "Because she was your servant."
She had no choice.
Yeah. She was mad at me. She kept saying, "Okay, it's time to go. Time to go."
See, they don't like to be uncomfortable.
No, not at all.
All reminded of they past.
Yeah.
If they don't know.
Or even what their heart is.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't see her as a human being. Only what she could do.
Only what she
servant
did.
could do for her.
Mm-hmm. She made us cookies. What does that
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Wet nurses. You know what a wet nurse is?
Wet nurse.
Slave women would nurse the white babies, breastfeed. They couldn't have it. They didn't have enough milk for their own babies.
So they had to breastfeed them white kids.
Yeah. That's what a wet nurse is.
That's why
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that neither. I thought it was just the caregiver.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
So they can raise your kids and feed your kids, but you can't be in the same bathroom, eating the same kitchen. That's
that
wild.
baby was on that nipple.
Getting that milk.
I'm the reason you kids living.
Pretty much. And alive. Nourished and all that.
Yeah.
But I got to give all of mine to your child, and mine get them.
Mine get nothing. Get mush.
Yeah.
That's wild. But you better than. You can't even take care of your own.
Me and my aunt talked about the scraps, and we were talking about chitlins and hog maw and all that, pieces, pig feet and all that. And I told her it's amazing how black people took garbage,
Turned it in.
So the best food things you've never seen.
Yeah.
A little flavor.
Yum yum.
And this became delicious.
Yes.
Cause now they want our soul food, looking for it,
Well,
and can't even afford to eat it.
let's see.
Don't know history behind it. That's
Man,
That's all that.
yes. Like, why would you want this as a salt sugar?
Yeah, really salt and pepper.
Like, why?
Chicken cakes. Stewed chicken and dumplings. Where do you think these recipes came from?
Black people,
Okay.
the ones cooking for them.
Okay. Mission accomplished.
As long as you know. That right there is great.
That's why you got a black woman serving it up.
Because that's where it came from.
Yeah.
They just want to learn how to make it, so they go like they did something. Let me get this shot glass too.
So you guys on TikTok too?
We haven't did the TikTok yet. We just
working
started.
on it.
Yeah, we working on that. We just started doing the YouTube. The
What did you got? Send it to me.
because I got quite a few pictures.
I got it. And then did you get this?
What's that?
This is a tablecloth. We had to be somewhere. Tablecloth.
Tablecloth. That's wild.
And these I had to dig.
Yeah. Let me get the footage of the blanket. I'm gonna just get the blanket, not everything behind it.
Now that one's only like 30 years old. I think I have one that is 80 years old.
Where'd you go? It's a big bear.